transmissions were set for Friday morning. Yep. I said 10 o'clock, so roughly 10ish.
Eventually, if we get rid of that 4-header,
yes,
then there'll be nothing in here except just the plate cooler and the filter.
Correct.
Yeah. Which I reckon to be better outside, but...
Can we not stick it over there somewhere?
You can. But just remember, you are going to get your stall kit noise.
Yeah.
You can clean that out and we could box up a little bit of concrete maybe. But if you want no noise, the best option is to move it outside.
You put a block wall around it.
Well, not so much a block wall, but maybe a wooden framing and some bats to eliminate the noise.
Yep. No, that's a good idea.
Good morning everyone, that was Jeremy from Cubic. He just came out to talk us through a few things for what's happening on Friday, which we'll find out soon. Now there's a noise behind me and it's sort of going digga 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 digga, and it's worse than normal. I guess it's a bit hard to compare it to what it used to sound like, but it is noisier than usual, and I don't know if this microphone will pick it up that well. And it's actually quite quiet at the moment. It does pick up and then drop off, so it changes in, I guess, volume. This is the vacuum pump for the cowshed right there, and that is what's creating the noise. It's sending vibrations through the shed here, which is creating that noise. It's way worse in the pit than what it is here in the milk room. But we got Cubic to come in and have a look at it and service it. We did have the bearings done in it last year, so they came and redid them. There might have been something faulty, that was just what they were thinking, but they took it in, had a look at it, and they came to the conclusion that it has done its time. We need a new one. That means we've had to bite the bullet and we are upgrading it, but we're also upgrading it big time. But I did a video a while ago about extending our pit because we want to milk less rows. Go and check it out, I'll pin it up here if you haven't seen it. But I was pretty certain we were going to extend the shed 4 sets of cups out this way. Dad was real keen, that was his idea. But we've sort of put that on hold now because, yeah, we're just not going to do it this season. There's other stuff we're going to do. But also, I think if we're going to extend the pit, we might as well do it properly. I want to go 8 sets of cups with ATRs. We can't afford to do it this year, so we're just going to put that on hold. But if we upgrade little bits of the shed, like the vacuum pump, at least it's a cost that when we do this, we won't have to spend either. But getting back to the vacuum pump, I should probably explain what it does. Obviously its name says that it creates a vacuum, and it does. So there's 2 lines to each set of cups, and that is the milk line there, and on the left side of this set of cup is the vacuum line. So what happens is that it creates a vacuum. These slides go back and forth, so there's a hole there, so as it slides back it opens it up, and when it pushes back it shuts it off, and you get that sort of tss, tss, tss sound, which creates a nice sucking motion for the cows to release their milk. I hope that makes sense. It's probably not the best way of explaining it. But with our new pump that we're getting, we are going from having it inside there to putting it outside now. So it's going to create less noise in the milk room there. It's going to actually minimize the noise heaps. So that's what we had Jeremy out the other day for, to just see where we were going to put it. The most ideal place would be have it in the middle of the tanker track, but that means we would have to dig across here, and I think there's water lines and also power lines that go through there, so we didn't really want to do that because we'd probably dig them up. Plus, when we put a pad in here for the tanker, we'll have to do that at some point. We're going to have to run the new drain through here, so yeah, we're going to have to dig up again. So our other option was to put it here, and as you can see I have laid a foundation for the sand, of sand, sorry, because we've got to put concrete down for the pump to sit on, which is getting delivered this afternoon. They're just prefab slabs of concrete. This one is 2.5 meters by 1.2. It's way bigger than what we need, but it's the smallest prefab they could do. But they're just going to bring that out with their hire, drop it in place, all set for Friday. That's when they're going to install it in time for Saturday milking. One of the reasons we're doing it this week is because Dad is going away on holiday on Friday afternoon, and we don't really want that breaking down while there's only just me here, or through the weekend, because that would be an absolute pain. So we have to do it, we might as well do it now.
Yeah, we'll be able to run it, but it should be able to see the way.
Well, the prefabs turn up, but unfortunately it is the wrong size. I was told it was 2.5 long, but it's actually 2.8. And I haven't got a lot of room in here to work with. That's just over 2.5. In between there, I can't go past that, obviously. So we're just going to hire a concrete saw and whack one end of that off, and then it should be good to go. The boys will come back tomorrow and lift it in place, ready for Friday. Well, it cut pretty straight, but it only cuts to 120, that saw. We need something that'll go through 170, so just taking it back, and hopefully they've got a bigger one. I'm guessing it's no biggie if we don't get it cut today, and those boys have to come back tomorrow. There's always something. Well, how about that? So it broke off pretty clean. I came up last night and just hit it with a sledgehammer, and it looks pretty good. So it should fit in that space there now. Pull your end out that way, and then I reckon it should be good as.
Okay, I reckon just go down, we'll just drop, let these ones go, and we'll just lift this side and pull it around. Yep. Go down, oh, is that alright there, Emily?
Right, yeah, there's
go down there, bro.
Sweet as. All set for the morning. How good. So that is our last milking with it making that sound. It's going to be pretty interesting to see what it sounds like tomorrow. But check it out, just another beautiful day. It's certainly warming up now. Lovely. Well, check it out, they've ripped out the old vacuum pump. And they've finished installing the new one. They've left all the rubbish there, which I'm going to clean up. Probably tomorrow I'll bring the tractor up, whack it in the bucket. But let's go and have a look at the new setup. Whoa, check that out. How tidy is it? So that's the muffler. The pump is there, which is actually called a blower. And there's a motor underneath it. Just in there, you can't see it real well. It's a Waikato milking setup, I think. It says Waikato just there, if you can see that. Looks very tidy. What we're going to do now is we will probably just put a roof on it, so to keep all this dry. We were thinking about enclosing the whole thing, but we might just bring a wall this way a little bit with yeah, I don't know, insulation or something to try and stop the noise coming around the corner. At least this sort of, yeah, the exhaust is out the top, so hopefully the noise sort of goes up that way. But just so tidy. This is where the old one used to be, or the muffler, so we can tidy that up now. New electric cable out there. We're going to have a look at the unit. They had to drill through the wall there because they had to put new stainless across, that wasn't there before, and then it just feeds into here. Amazing. There's just nothing there at all now. They had to put this variable speed pump in. This was pretty expensive, this unit here, and that's what sort of controls the whole thing. And by variable speed I mean the old vacuum pump used to just constantly pump the same amount of vacuum, whereas this one now, that will change. So if there's only 2 sets of cups on, it won't work as hard as if they're all on. I think the whole units can do up to about 30 sets of cups, so it should reduce the power bill a bit too, because we'll be using less energy. Hopefully it'll be interesting to see how much that changes. But by not having that pump in the milk room, it should make it so much quieter. Can't wait to see what it sounds like. I'm a little skeptical about how the cows are going to go in the morning. I feel like there's going to be a heap of poo, or they're just going to poo heaps, because it's going to be sort of like a different sound, and they don't really like change. When they're getting milk, they notice little things, so yeah, I don't know, it'll be interesting. But I'll come back tomorrow morning and we'll see what it sounds like, compare it to what it did. Can you hear that? It is so quiet, it's unbelievable. When you're standing out here in the yard you can sort of hear it, but I think if we put that wall up, that insulated wall up past that block wall there, I think that'd make it quiet a bit. These cows are alright, they haven't really changed anything, or they're normal. It's just the first herd, they're a little bit skittery and they sort of pooed everywhere in the shed, but you sort of get that. I think they'll get used to it in the next couple of days. But you can't really hear that in the pit, which is awesome. I thought I'd do a little bit of before and after, so this is what it sounded like in here before. I don't know what it sounds like in the microphone, maybe it doesn't sound quite as good as it does in real life here, but it is just, yeah, absolutely amazing. So you can walk out here now into the milk room, and it is just so quiet. You can hear that knocking sound, that is the milk pump. We have had it looked at, but yeah, I don't know, they fixed it as well as they could have, but there's something wrong with it. It's just, yeah, absolutely unbelievable. Again, this is what it sounded like in here before. So you should be able to tell a pretty big difference there, and it is just so nice not having all this vacuum pump stuff here in the corner. It's going to be even better when we upgrade the milk pump. When we do upgrade it, it will come out here. I think I'm not sure where they go, above them I suppose, a variable speed pump for the milk, which means that it'll change pumping volume as this milk fills up the receiving can here. It'll pump harder, and then when there's not so much, it'll pump less. Dad's not a big fan of them because they don't pump foam or froth, as like those 4-headers are really good at pumping froth, but they do put like a jet nozzle on it that sprays milk back in here, which sort of keeps the froth down or helps them pump anyway, and it doesn't seem to be a problem. What I've heard, so we will do that. It probably won't be this year, as I think it's about 11 or 12 grand to get one of those pumps. So yeah, that's in the pipeline, possibly next year. But how much do you think that vacuum blower setup cost? Do you want to have a little guess? Well, you probably wouldn't see change out of about 25 grand. So it is fairly pricey, it is a fairly big investment. But like I said earlier on, we just wanted to sort of upgrade little things instead of doing it all together. So when we do extend the shed, whether it be next season or the season after, it's not like a massive lump sum of things we have to upgrade because we have already done it earlier on. But yeah, it's made such a big difference. Just, yeah, I couldn't believe it. You can almost hear yourself thinking there now. So it's good you can actually hear the radio properly. I think the cows will probably enjoy it too. I certainly am. We do also have something else in the pipeline that we have actually just ordered as well. Phil the digger driver is coming out next week to have a look at jobs that we're going to get him to do this summer. So I might reveal it then, or give you a few hints anyway. But I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you did, give it a thumbs up, that'd be awesome. And apart from that, I'll see you next time.